I just wanted to show you how we're going to attach our fire breath to our mask, okay? So I'm just going to show you really quick. Obviously, this is, the dragon mask. You can see on the back, that I sewed it so that it has a nice gentle curve to it. It looks a little bit more natural than if you just slapped it on. And you can see that there are a number of wires coming out, 4 to be exact. Okay, right there. So this is basically gonna attach to place either on the wreath frame or the fire breath itself. So these two here, labeled 4 and 5, are coming off the elastic band. This is what's going to attach directly to the fire breath grid. And I'm going to show you on the grid here. You can see 4 and 5. So that's where you're going to want to connect your number to, your wires. Okay, so I'm just going to go ahead. I'm going to remove the numbers because I don't need them anymore. And we're going to want to position it so that the flames are coming out, but not too far because you don't want to be able to see the white mesh. So realistically, it's only a little bit far away. Not very much. I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to take my wire. And I'm just going to circle it around several times. You want to make sure that it's secure. I'm going to take the second wire and do the same thing. I'm only going to circle it around a couple times myself right now for the sake of this video not being too boring. And let me make sure. Let's see. Okay. Yeah, I think that should work. This is what it's going to look like. Okay. So now I've got this attached. And I can pull over. I finished all the scales and I attached them to the wreath frame. So you can see this is what it looks like. Okay. So now I'm going to show you on the back of the wreath. Up here we have the top where the pipe cleaner is. And we're going to be putting the mask on this side of the wreath over here. Okay. So I'm going to flip that back over. And then it's another attach it by numbers thing. You can see on the back of my mask, I have these wires. One is labeled number 6. There we go. And one is labeled number 7. There's going to be corresponding numbers back here where we're going to attach those two. So number 6 and number 7 are right there. Okay, so remember approximately where it is. I'm going to take off the numbers because we don't want them being seen. And then I'm going to circle it around. And this is going to be a little hard for you to see here. But I'm going to want to anchor this carefully. So you don't want to pull this guy too tight. You want to make sure that he's at a good angle. You want to make sure the fire breath is settled correctly. before you go and you pull anything, you know, crazy tight. So that looks okay to me right now. I'm going to turn it over. And then I want to go around the bar for this. I'm going to anchor it. You can go through the mesh, the white grid mesh if you want. This time around I just went through the bar on this one. And you want to go around at least 5 times. Make sure it really is anchored there. For right now, I'm just going to go around a couple times. And then I'm going to take this wire, which was number 7, and I'm going to go around the opposite bar here. I do think it is very important to note that I'm anchoring it above this bar that's transecting here, because when it's hanging up, you don't want this part here sliding down. So it'll slide down only this far. Okay, so just for the purpose of this video, I'm just going to do it one more time. And here we are. Okay. And so far, that's looking good. Now you're going to want to anchor the battery pack here. So you're going to want to sort of tuck it between the scales as much as you can, because it is white and will probably be seen a little bit more. There we go. We'll rearrange the fire a little bit more. Okay. So now you'll notice, you know, the battery pack here has numbers 8 and 9, and on the back of the wreath, numbers 8 and 9. So what you're going to do here is, well, let me go grab my pipe cleaners. And then what you're going to do here is you're going to slide this underneath the 2 bars like that, and you're going to use the pipe cleaner to attach it. Okay, so now we have the mask nice and tight on there. The fire breath, everything is, you know, nice and firm and not going to fall off on us. So now that that's ready, I'm going to show you how to attach the wings. I'm going to put this aside first. And here we go with our wings. This part right here, you know, you should remember this. For shipping, the wings had to be cut in half so that they'd actually fit in a box. And then you should have, you know, glued over the popsicle sticks as instructed. So now you have a nice full set of wings. And this side with the popsicle sticks is the side that's actually going to go back and face, you know, the wall or the door. And then you got the front side here, and you're going to see from the front side, you know, this is the side that's going to face the wreath. And then, yeah, most of it's going to be covered by the wreath, you know, at least, you know, this part. So on the front, you're going to see that there's going to be 3 wires coming from it. They each have numbers on them. And, you know, in a similar style to, you know, what we've been doing, you're going to follow the numbers, and you're going to follow the numbers on the wreath grid. Put that aside for a second. And here I'm going to take my wreath. I'm going to turn it upside down. I'm going to show you, here's my pipe cleaner, which is, you know, where it's going to hang from. And then you'll see, you know, right about here, so about, I don't know, 10:30, 11 o'clock, is an area shaded brown, and that's where you're going to put the bottom of your wings. Okay, So here we go. And this is basically how, it's going to set up right here. Just like that. So, it might look to you like the wings are up very high, but they're not. They have to be up high to be able to see the bottom of the wings. Okay, so, again, you'll see the first one I like to do is the very bottom one here. It's labeled number 1. And you can see there's a corresponding number 1 on here. And now here, I want to make sure that I anchor this to a bar, and I want to anchor it through the white grid as well, just to make sure it stays in place. Because the last thing you want to do is have your wings flopping all over the place, falling. So I'm going to anchor it a few times. Again, this is another one you want to, move it around the bar several times. Okay, so now we've got number 2, and we're going to find our number 2 spot, which it appears the sticker fell off, but it would be somewhere around here. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to anchor this to an outer bar, and I'm going to anchor it through the white grid. Okay, once again, I don't want this sliding around. Anchored around this one, and I'm just going to do it a couple times for the sake of the video, so you're not watching me continually put wire around the bar. Okay, and then I'm going to look for my number 3 wire, and my number 3 dot is right there. So I'm going to pull this through the white mesh and through the bar, and I'm going to anchor it several times. Okay, and from here you're going to want to hang it up, okay, and make sure that it's secure and it's not going to go anywhere. Right now it's looking really good. It's not loose, it's not flopping around. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to hang it up, and I'm going to check my placement. Just know when you do this, oh, and by the way, this is how it looks right now. One thing about your placement is, where I set it up does not necessarily have to be where you place it, okay? This is getting a little more advanced, so, this is up to you if you want to play around with it. But, you'll notice, people who sell these wreaths, their wings are at different places. Like, one of the most popular places is to put it, right up at 12 o'clock. Personally, I like the way this looks, with it at about, I guess 2 o'clock. So, there we go. And the very last part we have here is our tail. Our tail has 2 wires coming out of it. You always want to make sure to have everything anchored at least a couple of times. So you're going to turn it around. And you are going to see on the back here numbers 12 and 13. And that's what we have on our tail here. I'm just going to remove those. So you're going to want to anchor this with the tail, I guess the scales or the fins I don't know what to call them. The scales should be facing out away from the wreath, okay? So you can follow the numbers. I'm gonna go through the white mesh here. You can't really see what I'm doing. I'm gonna go through the white mesh so that it doesn't slide around on me. And this one, I'm basically gonna go, 13 to where 13 is. And you're gonna want to anchor that a few times. Okay. Now this, this will all stay in place, once you get it up and hanging on the wall. Okay, so we have gone ahead and finished our wreath. I hung it up, and you can see what it looks like as it stands. I might shift the wings a little bit up, but I think that they look good where they are. So far, everything looks good. The lights are functioning. I'm happy with how this one turned out. So I hope that you are happy with what you created. And just remember, everything's unique, and I am sure it looks absolutely perfect. I'll see you next time.